at work right now, but I do want to speak about a little bit about how it's been a year since I had my total hysterectomy, also known as a salpingo-oophorectomy, which is a total hysterectomy medical terminology. Now I can say that there's not a lot to even explain because I don't want to explain a lot because I don't want to make the video extremely long. So I had my surgery done with lengthening in Livingston, New Jersey at St. Barnabas. I had I can't really pronounce it, but I'm going to say robotic procedure where they did 5 incisions, and the surgery wasn't as bad. I couldn't rate the pain. I can rate the pain from a 1 to 10, and it was definitely a 10. Now my abdominal area and dealing with the gas and everything, I had major gas pains where I couldn't barely walk. It was worse than top surgery, I could say, but yeah, I wasn't really like too sure taking the medication, but I was shot up with some heavy duty pain the night after the surgery because I stayed overnight, and I was on a liquid diet, so I couldn't really like eat heavy foods. I couldn't eat no, my favorite was some brown rice and some veggies, or some veggies with some meat, or something like that. I couldn't really eat my favorite until the next day, and then I had a tremendous big breakfast, and knowing that I couldn't use the bathroom, so they definitely gave me some gas pills and stool softeners, and I was taking laxatives the whole recovery. The recovery was kind of cool. It wasn't really cool because I couldn't really get up like I wanted to because my abdominal area was so painful that I had to literally sleep on my back because I really couldn't sleep on my side and stuff, and I really couldn't toss and turn. So with that, I did have a bit help for a bit. I was walking around perfectly fine and everything. After surgery, I definitely took a shower as soon as I came home, and definitely hydrated the hell out of myself, so that was pretty much great. With the hormone situation, he didn't really need me to be off hormones. He really didn't need me to be off hormones. He said you can stay on hormones, stay on your hormones. With my top surgery, I had to get off hormones because doctors are very much cautious with anything that does occur during the procedure. He didn't really care because it's very, very rare, and it's very rare to have a blood clot form during surgery. And this was told by me from my previous hormone doctor and himself. It's not usually, doesn't really commonly happen, but complications do happen during the surgery. But they never really experienced anyone having a blood clot and having them to be, I want to say, having an emergency procedure done due to a blood clot forming. It was always for other different reasons why they did but it can happen like literally after a blood clot, like a hematoma can occur overnight, and that's why they were literally constantly checking up on me. So him and his staff members were definitely checking up on me before I got discharged from the hospital. How do I feel mentally after the procedure it's been a year or so. Kids situation, that's one thing that a lot of people are asking me. Why didn't you save your eggs? Was this really something? Was you doing this for attention? I don't think none of my choices of what I did to myself as living as who I am today wasn't just a choice, but it is a choice for your behalf and myself. But children are very much expensive, and they're not something I don't like in life. I mean, hey, I'm sorry. Everyone has their feelings and opinions on children. I couldn't really afford to save in eggs because Jersey sucks, and it's not like New York. In New York, you can do the whole process with insurance, and Jersey is just, I don't know. I wish Jersey could step their cookies up, but unfortunately, we can't tell the government and how things go in insurance companies. But like if I do want children in the future, and if it does happen, if I do come across somebody that wants children and tell them my situation and everything, because at the end of the day, love is love, and someone will accept you for you, and if they can't accept you for you, then they're not meant for you. And that's how, I look at it. Surrogacy and adoption is something that I've always had in mind since before I pre-transitioned to who I am. And confirmed myself as the person who I am today, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Um, um, Now I've also, dealt with chronic pain from ovarian cysts and atrophy. I dislike penetration a lot. I don't like penetration, and I did it once. I'm gonna be honest, um, and it's just not the right feeling for me. And it kind of like testosterone is with the long-term effects. You have baldness, you have dryness in the vaginal area, you have so many other things, and this is why we get our levels checked, because internally things are happening too, and things are changing as well. um, and yeah, so another thing is, emotionally, I wasn't feeling complete. Dealing with the chronic pain was definitely causing a lot of um, dislocating myself, and physically and mentally. Like, I would have no type of energy for the stuff because I was too focused on the pain, or like sometimes I would have mood swings and everything, and etc. It was just a lot that made me feel like I wasn't really complete with the surgery. And of course, that was one of the diagnoses, and doctors tried to investigate, and I was still also dealing with the menstrual cycle. That's common. It is. It's very common. Not a lot of trans guys get, uh, males of trans experience get cycles when they take testosterone. Everybody's body is different, so you have some that still get it. And I had everything checked. Doctors investigated. They has nothing to do with the dosage, because I've been dosed up. I had a large dose when I very first started, and it stopped. But it takes years for your ovaries to really be suppressed, and really, like, my doctor told me a lot. And mentally, how I feel really complete and refreshed. Actually, I don't have to really worry about what I was going through before the surgery. I can continue to do all my activities and work, and pretty much put the time into the stuff I like to do. I pretty much feel actually more optimistic after the surgery, because I really was struggling with my body and my mental health before everything has been like so brand new in my life. So I love it. I love that I don't have to deal with it no more. And I made this decision to get the surgery, for about 3 years. Yeah, before transition and everything, I wanted to get rid of a period, but then I had to really look at and really think about it, because it was more than just my menstrual cycle. So mentally, I was struggling before, and now I'm not anymore. I just feel much complete, and I can live life the way how I want to. And I feel very much happy, So this is just pretty much a little update. And I also wanted to say that there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes. There's not really a lot of pros and cons, but I don't have to worry about getting pap smears anymore. But you should still get checked down there to see, if you, for your annual checkup. It's always good to get checked up down there to make sure you don't have any other issues down there, besides cancerous stuff. So it's always good to speak with your gynecologist to kind of get a little annual checkup. That's a part of your annual checkup. Yearly checkups, I know I do. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to see if I'm still functioning down there and stuff. But when you get a hysterectomy, you don't have to worry about getting pap smears no more. You don't have to worry about getting this surgical and this and that and third. Just continuously take your hormones. That's what he told me. Continue taking your hormones. You don't have to worry about anything. And the reason why, like, they say to keep taking your hormones, or you got to get on some type of hormones, because we don't produce any more hormones after a hysterectomy. If you're getting a total hysterectomy, your ovaries and everything removed, unfortunately, you're going to have to be on some type of hormone therapy. Your body needs hormones. And if there's no hormones in the body, it can, like, increase heart disease and osteoporosis. And they don't really want that to happen to you. So that is why they continuously tell any individual who had hysterectomy done and the ones who had an hysterectomy done that had the removal of ovaries instantly go into symptoms of menopause. And I have not experienced any type of negative symptoms. I think that the first few months I experienced tiredness and didn't really have a big appetite. I didn't have a big appetite, but I was always tired. I always was like, and now it's just, I still, like, my sleeping schedule has changed a lot, and I have received more, I've noticed my skin being more soft. I noticed that I was more active. Actually, I've noticed something. I eat 3 times a day. Everything had changed as I noticed physically. But mentally, I'll be having my times when I'm down and stuff, and that's just, post-depression, and it's going to be here for a while with any surgery, and I'm just not just speaking for me, but for anyone. So I do have therapy a part of this as well, for sure. So there's a lot of pros and cons, and there's a lot of good and bad when it comes to every surgery, but I feel really, really good, and I just really wanted to give an update to everybody that every surgery is going to come with its pros and cons. So you just got to be humble and be positive and have the ones who support you surround you. That's all. But this your boy Cedric Jamal, and I'm out. Much love to the power. Mwah.